It's Monday, December 30th. You're listening to Your Florida Daily. I'm Katrina Scales. 3 firefighters and a dozen passengers were injured when a fire truck with its lights flashing drove around a rail crossing arms and into the path of a high-speed Brightline train. Video shared by Brightline shows the fire truck waiting for a freight train to pass before maneuvering around the lowered crossing arms. The collision happened Saturday morning in crowded downtown Delray Beach and split the fire truck in half.
We did have a concurrent call for service just prior to this incident. Whether they were assigned or released from that assignment, I do not have that information at this time.
3 Delray Beach firefighters were in stable condition at a hospital. Palm Beach County Fire Rescue took 12 people from the train to the hospital with minor injuries. The NTSB is already investigating 2 crashes involving Brightline's high-speed trains that killed 3 people earlier this year at the same crossing in Melbourne along the railroad's route between Miami and Orlando. For the second time this year, a Florida Democratic lawmaker has switched their party affiliation after winning their seat. State Representative Hillary Castle announced on Friday she would be switching from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party. In a statement released on X, Castle expressed disappointment in the Democratic Party in a perceived failure to show support for Israel. Quote, "As a proud Jewish woman, I've increasingly been troubled by the Democratic Party's failure to unequivocally support Israel and its willingness to tolerate extreme, progressive voices that justify or condone acts of terrorism." Castle has represented Florida's 101st District, which includes parts of Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Davie, and Dania Beach, since 2022. She's the second Democrat to make the switch, following in the footsteps of State Rep. Susan Valdez, who changed parties earlier this month. And there's a growing trend in the aftermath of Florida's historic hurricane season. Investors are snatching up hurricane-damaged homes. That's according to local media tracking the homes being sold around St. Petersburg's Shore Acres neighborhood. While some see this as an opportunity to rebuild and revitalize, others are raising red flags about the quality of the repairs and whether future buyers will unknowingly inherit homes with hidden issues. Most investors are targeting waterfront properties valued at $800,000 or less, often bulldozing and rebuilding homes that were flooded during storms. Kevin Batdorf, a local realtor and president of the Shore Acres Civic Association, shared that of the 40 homes sold in the neighborhood since the hurricane, 38 were purchased by investors, saying he's worried investors are, quote, slapping lipstick on a pig. For buyers, this could mean costly surprises, particularly when securing insurance for these reconstructed homes. Find these top stories along with breaking news, weather, and traffic all day on clickorlando.com. And now, a completely random Florida fact. The ruins at Old Fort Park in New Smyrna Beach have remained a mystery for decades. It was believed for hundreds of years to be the ruins of an old British or English fort, hence the name Old Fort Park. But today scholars think the 40 by 80-foot coquina ruins were actually the foundation of a stone mansion constructed by Dr. Andrew Turnbull, the founder of the New Smyrna colony in 1768. Turnbull tried colonizing the area for England, but the settlement fell apart due to the lack of food, the heat, and intense forced labor. But other historians disagree, saying the Coquina Foundation was there long before Turnbull showed up and was more likely the original Castillo de San Marcos. Your Florida Daily is produced by News 6 WKMG in Orlando. I'm Katrina Scales. Subscribe for new episodes wherever you like to listen.